Greetings YouTube, LMS Tactical, day 2 of the gun show. I'm on the way to the nation's gun show, so if you're in the area, stop by, say hello. And yeah, to those guys that I met yesterday, I met a lot of nice people, man. I hope you checked out the channel and leave a little shout out so that I know that that you went here. This video is basically has to do with, and I wish I knew more info, but I don't. I know enough to make the video though, and basically I'm referring to the 2 officers that were ambushed and killed while eating, they were eating their meal, and I believe it was in Texas. I might be wrong. Maybe it was Florida. I think it was Texas. I haven't had a chance to really watch the news. I heard some breaking news the other day. So, of course, I always take that hard anytime a brother or sister officer goes down, especially in such a cowardly act as an ambush like that. So this can be used by anybody, and it has to do with situational awareness, but I'm directing it mostly at cops, mostly at brand new cops, and even some of the old timers who get set in their ways, and a lot of times you're more dangerous when you have time on the job than you are when you're new. And there's no earth-shattering new thing that you're going to learn on this video. This is a reminder about staying alert and staying alive, especially when you're doing something as mundane as eating Code 7, which is what we called it on the LAPD. But when you go to a restaurant or any kind of facility where you're going to sit down and eat, and you're wearing that uniform, you have got to get it in your heads, and you got to keep it in your heads that you're a target. Look, these types of ambushes have happened periodically throughout, the history of law enforcement. It happened during my time, but it was extremely rare compared to what's going on today. I mean, I think we can all agree that there's been a major uptick in the violence toward law enforcement, and especially this type of just blatant cowardly ambush. I think this guy ended up killing himself. I don't know anything else about him other than obviously he wasn't a pro-police guy. So there's a lot of people out there like that, and in fact this kind of ties into my Gavin Syme rants. I made one yesterday, and I keep talking about this idiot, but guys like Gavin Syme, they are pushing people. I hold them responsible for this kind of shit, because these cop haters who usually have other issues that result in their hating the police, it's usually their own shortcomings or their own failures or their own experience in county jail or prison because they can't follow fucking basic rules of society. So they end up hating cops. They got all this bitterness, and then you get some prick like this fucking coward Gavin Syme hiding down in Mexico. You don't know who he is, look him up, Google, do a search on YouTube, Gavin Syme. I think it's S-E-I-M or S-I-M-E, whatever. But with his, he refers to cops as blue ISIS, and I don't want to make this video about him. I'm talking about there's many Gavin Symes out there, and they talk all this shit. And look, this world is full of weak people that are followers, and they need an Adolf Hitler or a David Koresh or a Jim Jones to lead them. And they think, hey man, I found a like-minded, well-spoken leader. I'm gonna follow this guy. This guy, he's leaving me a secret message. These guys are nuts, a lot of them. If you're following Gavin Syme, you're a fucking nutcase. Unless you're me and you're just doing it for research. He's probably blocked me after my last comment on his video. But these people empower and embolden cowards to do shit like this, He tries to, and again, there's a lot of people like him doing this. He tries to, he thinks he's an intellectual, so he tries to mask his not so subtle hints at promoting violence toward police by little disclaimers of, I'm not promoting violence, but you got to meet force with force, and if you read John Locke, it states very clearly, he understands that it's a natural right of self-defense, that if you don't agree with a ticket, you can just come out with an AK-47, start blasting at law enforcement officers. That's pretty much what he's trying to say. The guy's a fucking, he ought to be, I can't wait to see this guy locked up, honestly, because he is promoting this type of shit, and he gets a little 2-inch boner every time a cop gets killed. Fuck him and fuck anyone that likes him. So, you officers out there, listen. If you're sitting down and you're eating your fucking mac and cheese and you're talking to your partner about your last fishing trip, you're already fucked up, okay? I know that nobody wants to sit around and think, be in condition red while they're eating. But look, man, you signed up for this job. You better fucking take it serious. You owe it to your family. You owe it to the people that gotta fucking come over there and fucking deal with your dead ass should things go sideways. We've all seen these bloody fucking scenes, and if you haven't been to a police officer's funeral, it's no fun. I've been to too many. And something can be learned by every one of these things. Now, clearly, it could be argued that you can't prevent every ambush. And while that may be true, if they're gonna fucking dump you, if somebody's gonna come up and dump you while you're eating, I hope to God that you're laying around some smoking brass, or at least got your fucking weapon out of the holster. I'll even settle with it being halfway out of the holster. But to just die with your face down on your fucking pizza or in your spaghetti and you never saw it coming, there's just no excuse for that. You've got to have your fucking spider senses on full fucking alert, especially when you're doing something that you think you're kind of like standing down for 45 minutes. You're going to eat. Now's the time to take a break. There ain't no fucking breaks unless you're eating at the station. You need to be hyper aware of what the fuck's going on around you. Get your fucking senses going. Now, I don't know if my neighbor told me that this guy he thought shot from outside through the window. I don't know. But when people walk into the fucking establishment you're at, be aware of who the fuck's in there. Be aware of who shouldn't be anybody sitting behind you. The old fucking thing. Get your backs to the fucking wall. Face each other, watch each other's fucking backs, and if you're talking, keep those fucking eyeballs moving around. And if it's a hot fucking day and some dude walks in with a hoodie or a jacket, you better fucking start thinking about doing the old Matt Dillon thing and slowly dropping your hand down closer to your fucking heater, because you may have to fucking warm that bitch up. You can call it paranoid, you can call it whatever it is. It's like I've said a million times, I'm not afraid to die, but I don't want some cocksucker taking my life just because he can, or he thinks he can, or because I fucked up. And you better value your life, and you gotta stay hyper fucking focused. Rarely when I was with the department did we eat inside a restaurant. 90% of the time we ate on the hood of the car. One on one side, one on the other. We're watching. We got our peripheral visions going. You can see what's going on. You're not in a locked in environment. You're not sitting down at a table where you got to fucking go through all these extra motions to stand up. When somebody's, you get your food, take it to the back of a big fucking parking lot somewhere where there's nobody there, no cars, and eat on the hood of the car with everything blacked out so you're not silhouetted. And then if somebody wants to come up and do harm to you, they got to fucking get into position, and that movement's going to catch your eye, and you're going to at least get some lag time they're going to have some lag time. You want to slow their actions down enough for you to fucking catch up with what's going on. Because remember, you're always behind the fucking curve as an officer. You have to react. They're the ones that are going to ambush you. You're not ambushing them. Yeah? So you're already fucked up. You've got to detect the threat, identify the threat, and respond to the threat. All they got to do is fucking come and carry out their little fucking cowardly plan of fucking capping somebody that's not looking. So don't be that dude or that girl that's not looking. Stay alert, stay alive. If you're not into eating on the hood of the car, get used to it. You go to your fucking restaurant, get your shit to go to a fucking back parking lot at a park, whether it's day or night. We used to go up on fucking multi-level parking structures, go all the way up to the fucking top, get all the way to the back, and fucking just get out of the car, eat on the hood of the fucking car. Man, if you're gonna fucking walk up on us, we're gonna know you're there. If you're gonna drive up on us, we're gonna know you're there. There is no fucking way you're coming up on us unannounced. Take your life seriously, officers, and thank you for what you do. Don't be discouraged by these cocksucking cop haters, man. Remember, there's a reason people hate cops. Because they don't want to be held accountable. They just don't want to be held. It's just like people that can't stand to fucking pay taxes at all. Fuck taxes. But man, they don't mind riding on the fucking roads and all this other shit. These people are just brain dead, and fuck them. They don't count. They don't matter. So, if you've got relatives and shit that have stumbled onto some of these fucking cop hating videos and they're asking you questions, tell them to fucking use their goddamn heads. All right? There is no such thing as a society without fucking rules and regulations. That's just the way it goes. All right? Without rules, it'd be the strong eating the weak, and there'd only be fucking 3 of us fucking walking in this country. Myself and 2 other fuckers. Because everyone else would be fucking dead. So the very people that can't stand the police are alive and breathing because of the fucking police. And if they don't realize that, they're fucking nuts. And fuck them, they just don't matter, you know? Their opinions don't count, you know? It's like trying to fucking debate with a fucking turd. Like when you talk to people like Gavin Syme, it's literally like fucking just stopping at a park and talking to a fucking pile of dog shit and trying to fucking make it understand you. It ain't gonna happen. The shit is not capable of comprehending logic. So anyways, you guys stay safe, stay alert, stay alive, and that's it. LMS Tactical, I'm out.